Hello and welcome back to the On the Rest Debate and to another edition of NXT Out of 10. It's a special episode of NXT State, NXT Gold Rush, and it kicked off with a North American title match between Tyler Bate and Wesley, with Mustafa Ali as a special guest referee. And yeah, we got lots going on, including a massive main event featuring Seth Rollins. So let's get straight into it with that match. Lee started strong, but Bate got a headlock in and took the champ down to the mat before getting a quick 2 count from Ali. We then got another near fall where it looked like Ali was counting at different speeds from either competitive, and West confronted it. The match went outside and Ali also started to count to 10 late. As a break, Lee tried for a suplex but was dropped outside before Ali aggressively picked them up and told them to continue the match. Lee came in with a cardiac kick and Ali moved out of the way before Lee got the move and picked up the win. And Jet gets an 8 out of 10 from me. Just a banger match to kick off the show. Hinting at a possible storyline there for Mustafa Ali, which I wouldn't be against at all. And yeah, like I say, just 2 great competitors kick off the show. Wesley title reign has just produced banger matches constantly. This is no exception. Great stuff to start the show. 8 out of 10. Chasey was out next and and Duke Hudson was hosting a pet rally for Thea Hale. Thea ranked Chase Hudson, Jensen and Grudak before the women's champion Stephanie Stratton into the scene and said that there was no way Hale could win the title from her before Thea got her in a Kimura lock. Tiffany managed to roll out of the ring with Hale let her go and latter plays with the belt in the ring. Just teasing a possible title switch. I don't think it'll happen, but you never know. Briggs and Jensen being Inofi and Blade versus Tank Walker and Tank Ledger in number 1 contenders match for the tag titles up next. Inofi and Briggs were in the ring before Jensen was tagged in with him and Briggs in control of the match. Blade was then tagged in and the match turned into brawl before Inofi and Blade took Briggs and Jensen out with dives. Hank and Tank followed them with dives on Inofi and Blade before getting a near fall in the ring. Briggs tossed Blade and Hank into each other before Jensen came in and hit a neck breaker on Tank. Jensen then dropped Malik on top of the Tank and hit a double team move before the Blade and Inofi came back and cleared the ring. Blade and hit a big splash on Tank and picked up the win for his team. And yeah, gets 6 out of 10 for me. Probably the right winners for me. Yeah, I've been quite high on Inofi and Blade for a while now. And yeah, good to see them finally getting this opportunity. And yeah, really fun match as well. So yeah, 6 out of 10 from me. Damon Kemp was backstage and told Eddie thought that he wanted a Raw Underground style match, no ropes or rules, next week on NXT. I did not see this coming, the return of Raw Underground, but yeah, I'm embracing it, bring it on. Seth Rollins was backstage and was greeted by Nathan Fraser before Carmelo Hayes approached him to say hi, teasing something potential in the future as we got Dana Brooke v Cora Jade up next. Jade got some knee strikes off, bouncing her head off the mat, and then off turn backwards. Cora attacked Dana's legs and stomped on them before Brooke failed to do a cartwheel and started screaming about her knee. We saw medics bring a stretcher to the ring as commercials. Cora kept making fun of her. Dana was strapped in the stretch before officials came out to kick Cora for interfering, but the fight continued as Brooke got up and headed ringside. Back from the break, Brooke could barely stand again while Cora attacked her knee again and locked in a single Boston crab, picking up the win via submission. And Jay, like the way he did it, put Dana Brooke over as a babyface, but Cora Jade over as a heel. Brooke still gets correct for fighting, and Jade picks up a win in a really brutal way, really enhancing her heel character, and also in a way that I think will probably get her over. Defeating main roster star, even booked as sparingly as Dana has been. Von Wagner then talks about his childhood health conditions, which led to brain injury when he was 15 months old. Before walking away, he said he was bloody because of scars and that people called him a monster. Eddie Thorpe was then thinking about how to train for Raw Underground match when Gable Steven came in and offered him help. There was the Olympic gold medalist's first appearance on the brand, and yeah, pleasant surprise to see him here, and just waiting for the day when he finally properly debuts. Baron Corbin was out next and called Carmelo Hayes before they made fun of each other, taking shots at each of their careers. Melo said he faced stars from the main roster before and was happy making fun of Corbin. Corbin said that the character got him $1 million house for bragging about his mania moments. Melo reminded him about the length of their careers, especially calling Baron out. Baron took one last thing, flaunting his lifestyle before tossing his mic and walking out of NXT. And yeah, looking forward to the match next week. That's going to be really good. Good first challenger for Carmelo, and good to see Baron getting something really decent to do as well. So yeah, good promo battle here as well. So yeah, good stuff. Backstage, Nathan Fraser offered Dragon Lee his first shot at the Heritage Cup title for helping him win it before Gallus was at the parking lot and Joe Coffey got ambushed by Stax, who locked him up in the trunk of his car and drove off. As we got Jack Hara for Laxton and Lash Legend versus Ferros and Leon. Yeah, very rival program before, but typical stuff with those lot involved. Ferros and Leon attacked Jackson and Legend off the bat outside the ring before the match even, and after the bell, Ferros got involved with Meteor and Hurricane Rana. Mensa then got involved and Ferrell's and then took him out, but the distraction allowed Legend to pick up a signature win and pick up the win. And yeah, this kind of just felt squashed together to fill some time for the main event. Just very little to it really, so I'm going to give it 5 out of 10. For it's time for Seth Rollins v Bron Breakker in the World Heavyweight title match on NXT. Seth went for the pedigree early, but it was reversed before he sent Bron outside and hit a big kick off the apron. Back after a break, Bron got a few suplexes, but Rollins came back with an extended sequence of moves. Rollins then cleared the announcer's desk and kicked it onto Bron before sending him through a top rope splash. Bron then missed a second splash in the ring before fighting out as a Steiner recliner. Rollins came back with a pedigree and took a spear before hitting the stomp and picking up the win. After the match, Finn Balor showed up, attacking Rollins before hitting him with a steel chair. He was about to injure him, but Trick and Melee saved him at the last second. And yeah, this all gets an 8 out of 10 from me. Tying in top Raw stories into the NXT worked really well, increased the exposure for NXT, and just having Rollins on here just increased everything really. It's such a smart booking decision. Bron Breakker got a rub even in defeat. And yeah, just a really fun match, advancing the storyline in many ways. And yeah, really, really good. And yeah, just love seeing Rollins in NXT. So it gets an 8 out of 10 from me. Absolutely loved it. Overall this week, NXT gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Yeah, really good episode of NXT this week, I thought. Really enjoyed the main event. Like I said, the first match was really good, setting up Fusik and Carmelo and Baron as well. So yeah, just a lot going on in this week's episode of NXT. I think NXT is really in a good spot at the moment, enjoying a lot of the storylines going on. So yeah, good episode of NXT this week, 7 out of 10. But anyway, guys, that's it for here. Thanks very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Lots of comments down below for daily wrestling news and subscribe to my channel. It's going to be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.